If you didn't already know, I'm a pretty big fan of LEGO Star Wars. And I also like to keep up to date with the LEGO news cycle every time a new set's released or some new type of thing's revealed. And when stuff is revealed, I usually try and see how that can impact Star Wars. So when new parts come out, I can think about how they can impact the Star Wars theme. And when new minifigures come out, I try and see how those can benefit them too. So when LEGO recently revealed the fact that they're going to start recoloring some of their old sets, such as the Fiat 500 from a yellow to a blue, or these dinosaur sets from green to blue to brown and every other colour in the rainbow, it got my noggin jogging, thinking about how this could possibly help LEGO Star Wars. Because the thing is, LEGO Star Wars fans want quite a lot, which makes sense because there's a giant Star Wars universe with thousands of ships and thousands of characters, and they can only make so many sets per year, so it's inevitably going to leave some fans disappointed. But however, these set recolors running at the same time could actually benefit LEGO in a couple of ways. That's because the Star Wars franchise's vehicles actually stay kind of consistent across multiple eras. For example, the main example I'm going to go with for this video is the Slave One, of course, which is most prominently known as being the vehicle of Boba Fett, or whatever it's called now. The name seems to change every week at this point. I'm just going to call it the Slave One for the duration of this video because, I don't know, it's the one most people recognise. But the iconic dark green and dark red colour scheme was not the one this set always contained. If you look back to episode 2, you can see that Jango Fett also utilised the same Slave One, except he had it in a blue and white colour. Now, LEGO, I'm guessing, would only really want to keep one Slave One on the shelves at a time. But however, with these new set recolors, you could basically just bring out the same model and then color swap it to be in the Jango Fett colors, and basically give an option on lego.com to pick which one you want, meaning you can satisfy fans of both at the same time. And that's basically what this video is about, trying to satisfy as many people as possible by giving as many options as possible. Now, I'm not sure how this would affect the minifigures of the set, because if you look at what's been recolored already, none of the sets contain minifigures, so it's kind of... I feel like it would change a lot if you had to change the minifigures in the set as well, because then you're having to do separate dedicated prints and separate minifigures entirely. Like, characters you would include in a Boba Fett Slave One are not the same you'd include in a Jango Fett Slave One. So that may lead to a couple of issues, and is probably the reason they're not doing licensed sets yet in this recoloring style. But if it continues to be successful, they may end up doing so. That's because this recoloring thing hasn't been confirmed yet. It's currently being trialed out or tested in the UK. Although other people can get it. Like, it's not a technically... Well, it is technically original exclusive, but you can get it quite easily just by ordering it online from a UK supplier. Like, I think Zavi is selling them, so you can just get them from there if you want them. I think releasing two sets, which are basically the exact same model, but just recolored, is quite interesting. But this can go beyond just using the Slave One example. It's not the only ship or vehicle which has been recolored multiple times. If you look at basically all of the separatist vehicles between episode 1 and episode 3 of Star Wars have a complete colour change. They're in these browns and tans and like blacks in episode 1, and by episode 3 they're in a dark blue and grey colour scheme. One of the most common changes, for example, is the MTT, which had quite the colour swap. So you can see here, both of these sets can be on the shelves at the same time, but you just color swap one, and then you've got 2 sets. This one may be a little bit more difficult because you would have to change some of the specific designs on the separatist version, because you can see it's got a lot more details on it. Like the brown one is just brown, that's it, whereas the other one is covered in these like quite intricate lines, which like would have to try and recreate. So it might be difficult, but you never know, they'll give it their best. Another example is the AAT. You can see with the last 4 AATs released, they've gone in the color scheme of tan, dark blue, tan, dark blue. Why not just have both out on the shelves at the same time, so people could basically just pick the one they want? Now, the issue with these recolors may be a logistical one. By basically doubling the amount of sets a store would need to carry for each of the specific type, would mean that you don't have enough space to carry them. So maybe they could do just like limited runs of like the less popular vehicle of the two, and just have them like as an online exclusive or something. Like we have here, we have this just basically this color option on the bottom of lego.com, which allows you to switch between the sets. But you know, I think to the diehard fans who actually want a specific color change, this isn't too bad of an idea. It doesn't even need to go to vehicles. A lot of people have been suggesting with like the Boba Fett head bust from Lego Star Wars, that could be very easily recolored to become Jango Fett or Din Djarin, or basically any Mandalorian that doesn't have horns on their head. Although again, if you were to do like a Bo-Katan, that would require an entirely new redesign, so I doubt that would be the case. Now, color swapping as it is isn't that difficult. For example, you can see here, I tried to recolor my Bad Batch shuttle. It's basically, if you have a big enough parts collection, you can do it, but that's the issue. Not everybody has a big parts collection, so by Lego being able to basically do a color swap in a box allows people to make those changes even easier. So yeah, that's what I think about Lego doing some color swaps within their sets. I think it's actually quite an interesting idea. Will they do it to Star Wars? Probably not, but you know, I just thought it'd be quite interesting for them to do. And that's gonna be the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it and liked something a little bit different, me just speculating about something Lego could do with this new color swapping idea, because I think it's quite interesting. Let me know if you found it interesting by liking this video and commenting if you think this is ever likely to happen or not. Hopefully it will, but I doubt it. And subscribe if you're new, because Lego Star Wars videos is what I do. Thank you so much for watching, as always. I really do appreciate it, and goodbye.